10.7K. That's exactly how much money was deposited into my bank account last month. It was pretty much all profit. In this video, I'm gonna show you the exact mental frameworks behind me getting to 10.7K per month and how you can emulate this yourself. Hey, what's going on? It's Jax here, and on this channel, I'm documenting my journey in online high ticket sales and also sharing a few valuable tips and tricks that you can implement in your life. So if you're new here, make sure to smash the subscribe button. Step one is to choose a skill. You've got copywriting, you've got video editing, you've got sales. Sales is what I chose. Every skill has its drawback. So video editing, for example, you might become a little bit nerdy because you're behind the computer all day. But with sales, for example, you get hung up on tens of hundreds of times. But I just knew that was all gonna add to my character and make my skin thicker. So the first step is to do some research, take a week, find the right skill that you want to pursue, and once that's the decision for a year. Why a year? It will all make sense after. Step two is to invest into a mentor. I know I've heard Emoji say it. We all know the S&P 500, but you've got to start treating yourself as the SME 500. When I started sales, I spent 5K on a mentorship. Last month, 6 months later, I paid it off twofold. So with this stage, if you don't have the funds available, I get it. 5 grand to some people when you're starting off may be a little bit unachievable. What you want to do, you want to start with YouTube and all the free resources that you can find. And whilst you're working your normal job, your day job or your part-time job, whatever that is, or your side hustle, save up so you can invest and go all in on this one skill. Because trust me, when you spend 5 grand on a mentorship, your mind shifts. It's no longer like, oh, can I make this work? It's like, oh, I've just spent 5 grand on this. I need to make this work. This cost me, what, 2, 3, 4 months of saving. I now need to make this investment work. Then you will. Now, step 3 is all about putting the time in that is required. So you gotta remember this quote, nothing for a while and then all at once. That's what happened with me as well. I was barely being paid in my 4th month of high ticket sales. On the 5th month, I made 6K. On the 6th month, is the month that just went past where I made 10.7 grand. It was the initial 4 months of barely getting paid. In that 4 months, I was honing my skill, learning, networking. I was on some offers where there was no really earning potential in there, nor the skill development. But then from month 5 to month 6, being a 10.7 month, I almost doubled my income, doing pretty much the same work that I had been doing for that whole 6-month period. Time just takes time. So don't get disheartened when you're not being rewarded at the start. Just remember that this takes probably a year, 12 months of you just non-stop grinding, minimum 40 hours a week towards this one thing, this one goal. That's not including your learning, not including your training. 40 hours plus per week of deep work, of focus towards the one skill that you've chosen. Tip 5 is avoid shiny object syndrome. Once you pick that skill, there's always going to be another venture, another investment, something you can do, another business model you can start. Like for me, at the start of 2024, for 6 months, I tried video editing, videography, I tried e-commerce, a social media marketing agency. I was constantly, every month, every 6 to 8 weeks, I was hopping from the next vehicle to the next thing, looking for, oh, this is going to be easier, this is going to be easier. No, it's all hard. It's the same hard across the board. You just got to keep the main thing the main thing. Now the 5th tip is all of the money you're making now from this skill, whether it took a couple months, it took a few months, maybe 6 months, for you to start seeing an ROI from the skill that you've chosen. Once you start getting that money in, obviously you've got your living expenses, put a little bit away for some savings, some strategical investments, but the majority of your money from there and left over should be spent on yourself, on improving that skill. So for me, okay, instead of a 5 grand sales mentorship, what's a $20,000 sales mentorship? $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. Invest that. If I'm giving someone, let's say $20,000 for a sales mentorship, a lot of people are thinking, oh wow, that's way too expensive. No. That's a horrible mindset. The way I think of that is, imagine the value I can get for $20,000. If it's a $20,000 program, imagine what I can get after that. So if that program took me from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, that was a worthwhile investment. You don't get those investments anywhere else. Some crypto meme coins or something like that. That is out there. We can't really control that. This is what we can control. Now the 6th tip, whilst you're on this money-making venture, is to keep your training up and to keep your learning up. So keep doing the 6-7 sessions a week of training and keep doing your audio books, all of these things that add to the pyramid. Don't just go, I'm gonna drop everything 24/7. I'm gonna be doing this one skill. No. you've still got to keep the other aspects in your life good. You've got to keep your health right, you've got to keep your mind and your learning right. All the other time from there, apart from sleep and eating of course, should be spent on this skill. Now if you're wanting some direct advice from me, send me a message on Instagram @JacksHeaton and I'll hit you back with a reply. Now if you found value in this video, the video popping up on screen now is going to show you exactly how I made $10,000 from high ticket sales specifically. So all the networking strategies, the skill development strategies are all in that video. So thanks for watching and I'll see you over there.